Hey guys, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this channel, you're gonna learn how to use points and miles and also some of the best travel hacks that you can use as a Canadian to save yourself money on travel. You're also gonna learn how to do adventure travel as a Canadian, and you're also gonna learn how to travel long term around the world as a Canadian. Now in this video, we're gonna talk about the topic on how to get free accommodation using Workaway. So several years ago, I took a 1-year trip around the world, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And Workaway certainly was one of the best things that I've done because you get a chance to volunteer abroad and have a local experience. So I made a Workaway tutorial a few years ago on how the Workaway portal works and show you step by step how it works so that you can go from someone with no volunteer gig to someone that has a volunteer gig abroad and get yourself a free accommodation and an awesome local experience as well. Now before we go to that video, go to the description below and sign up to the Travel and Live Free newsletter where you can get a 10-step cheat sheet on how to travel around the world. You'll also get an insider scoop on the latest tricks and tips on how to save money on travel as a Canadian, as well as you'll learn a little bit more about some stories that I only tell to those who are subscribed to the email newsletter. So without further delay, we're gonna go to that tutorial video right now. So if you're planning on traveling for 1 year and you'd like to get a local experience, or you'd like to make a difference, or you just like to help out, or if you just want to get plain free accommodation, then Workaway is one of the best options for you. I've personally used Workaway 4 times during my own 1-year around the world trip, and it's gotta be one of the best experience that I've had. So out of 3 of the 4 of the Workaways that I did, I had amazing experience, and 1 out of the 4, I wouldn't say I didn't have a bad experience, but it was average. But again, it wasn't bad. You know, I still got free accommodation, and a lot of them will give you free food also. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the workaway.info website, and if you want, you can start looking for hosts. So if you click host list, then you can click which country or which continent you want to find a host. So let's say you want to do it in South America. And then you can choose which country. So let's say you're going to Colombia. And which region in Colombia. So why don't we pick just Andina. Alright, so we click host result, and we go down, you can see all the places that's looking for a Workaway volunteer. So this one, for example, they want you to speak English. And again, there's many different aspects to Workaway volunteers and different skill sets that they're looking for. All right, so why don't we, before we go through that, I want to go through the profile first. So Workaway is not free. I believe it costs, I think it's about $30 to $32 US. Don't quote me on that. I paid for the service several months ago, so I don't remember. But it's roughly between maybe 28 to 32 US. So it's not too bad considering what you're going to get. I personally ended up with almost 1 month's worth of free accommodation and food when I went through Workaway. So definitely the $32 US goes a long way. And unlike couch surfing, it doesn't matter which gender you are, the chance of you getting a Workaway gig depends entirely on your profile and your communication skills and what kind of skill set you have to offer. All right, so back to the Workaway website. You want to build up your profile. So if you click on your face here after you've signed up and logged in and whatnot, you can go down here, and at the very bottom you can start editing your profile. Okay, so you can pick which countries you're traveling to, because that's important. By listing the countries you're going to, then people from those countries are more likely to reach out to you and maybe even send you a message that they want you as a Workaway volunteer for their establishment. All right. It says here individual account. Yes, you can do Workaway as a couple, and there was certain places where they actually reserve a spot just for couples. So definitely, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, this is definitely a good option for you. Travel dates. So you put the travel date here so that if people want to message you, then they can see which days that you're available to I wouldn't say hire, but accept as a Workaway volunteer. Okay, your reply rate is very important. So I have 100% reply rate. That means I reply to every single message that I get. So a simple no or yes is considered a reply, and you don't need to have an ongoing conversation to for it to count as a reply rate. Just one reply is good enough for it to be a 100%. Okay, you want to put your age? Yes, I'm 33 years old. I'm Canadian, and here is a type of help that you can do. So these are the stuff that I was willing to do in terms of volunteer work. So I can teach, I can help people with computers or the internet, others language practice, charity work, helping with tourists, cooking slash shopping, and elderly care. All right, so I'm not a manual labor kind of person, but if you like doing manual labor, like building a house or doing construction work or working on a farm, then you know what? Go ahead and put that there. But I hate that stuff, so I didn't put it there. You can connect your Facebook, and I'll show you how many Facebook friends that you have. That's a good way for them to see that you actually have, I guess, friends. I mean, your Facebook friends are not really not they're not all your friends, but I mean, at least they know that you're a normal human being. You want to put your description too, just something about you, what you can help them on. So for me, I can build a functional website. I can be a social media manager, marketing, sales, teaching, coaching, cooking, customer service. Languages I can speak. I put English and Tagalog. I'm Canadian, but I was born in the Philippines, but I'm Chinese. So I know it's kind of weird. Uh, I can speak a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of Mandarin. So actually, this came in handy when I was doing volunteer work in Colombia. So my Spanish is not that good, but it's survival, and I can get by with it. So I ended up getting a gig where I was working in a hostel. I did various different tasks from cleaning dishes in the kitchen to cutting vegetables to serving customers in the hostel restaurant to working in reception. And in reception is where I used Spanish the most because I was working with a Colombian, and whenever we had English speaking backpackers come in, they would speak to me in English, and I would translate to the front desk person working in Spanish. Now my Spanish is not that good, but it's enough to get by. So even a little bit of Spanish or the language that country speaks, if you know a little bit of it, it still helps. Okay, so there's what else. I didn't put anything for that, but you could if you wanted to. All right. So after you finish filling out your information, um, you can now go to host list, and we can start looking for some gigs. Um, so I'm just gonna be using. Let's go with Europe this time because I think most people like to go to Europe. Okay, and let's pick a country that's quite expensive and a place that you would probably want to do some volunteer work because it's expensive, but you still want to see it. So Norway is quite expensive, and I don't think people want to travel there. But if you can go there for free, then why not, right? So if you go down here, you can see some of the Workaway hosts that is available out there. So look, live in downtown Oslo helped me out on my startup. So let's click on this one and let's see what it says here. Um, let's see. What is she? She's looking for someone that can cook and shop, help in the house, and help with computers. She has a small business, and she needs help taking pictures, put it on eBay, and open an online shop. Stuff that she never gets done. All right, and if you're good at cooking, fantastic. Please cook, and I buy the ingredients. Okay, so if you want to stay at this person's place, you simply um, shoot them a message by clicking. Oh yeah, here we go. Sorry, contact. So click contact here, and then you can shoot her a message. And in your message, you want to mention that you can help her with all the stuff that she's looking for, and mention you can cook because if you can cook anything, then you know it helps. Um, so that's about it. And if you do end up getting a volunteer gig with this individual, then you can leave them a feedback right here, and that's gonna go to their feedback page. So let's say let's click on my face here. So I've done a few volunteer work already. I just want to go down to uh, my own references so I can show you. Where is it? Oh yeah, up here, sorry. So feedback and click read feedback. All right, so it's just loading a second, so just give it a little bit. All right, so now we are on the feedback page,
And as you can see, these ones in blue are the ones who left me a feedback. So this one is from Colombia, and the host and me got along really well, and he left me a feedback here. And this one is when I did volunteer work in Poland. I was teaching English, and the coordinator left me a feedback. So again, feedbacks are great because then it helps you get more gigs down the road if you want to do more volunteer work. Um, and unlike couchsurfing, you don't have to shoot out so many messages to get a workaway gig. You can just shoot out a few. The ones that you really like, just pick a few on the list and shoot them a message, and give it some time, because sometimes it takes about like 2 to 4 weeks to get a gig. I mean, sometimes you get lucky too. There's people who's only looking for last minute workaway volunteers. Um, so yeah, just have some patience or be flexible, because if they want you right now, then you want to go there right now. Um, like I said, I had an amazing experience with Workaway. This is a great way to get a local experience, get to know people who live in that area, make some friends in that country that you're in or that city that you're in. And again, usually you get free food and accommodation, which will save you tons of money during your travels.
Well, I hope that you found that video helpful on how to use the Workaway portal to get yourself a free accommodation. And hopefully you can secure yourself a gig and get some of the best travel experience in your life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.